Hey everybody, welcome to One Flight Down Basement Beer Tastings. It's Cinco de Mayo, and you know what that means. Generic bars all over the world are going to be serving up a lot of Corona. But is Corona the best Mexican-style cerveza you can get? We're going to find out. What we're going to do today is a blind taste test of 4 of the most popular Mexican beers that you can get around the world. And I mean, I'm judging this based on what I can find in my part of the world and what was available the day I went to the beer store. So there's a couple brands out there that I didn't get to, that I couldn't throw in here because I just couldn't find them that day. But I found 4, and these are all very popular beers. We're going to go through them right now before we go through the blind taste test. First up, we have the Corona Extra, of course. Corona in a can. I couldn't find the classic clear glass Corona bottle. I had to buy it in a can, which seems so weird to me. Now, a lot of people say Corona isn't even Mexican really anymore. I mean, it's owned by huge worldwide conglomerates. It's made everywhere. It's not just made in Mexico anymore. Let's see if I can find any info on that here. Brewed in Canada by Modelo Canada. So yeah, I wasn't able to get any Modelo for the show, but they're represented apparently by owning Corona, which I didn't know. Brewed under license from Modelo. So it's brewed under license. I'm assuming it's the same recipe, but they just do it here in Canada. This is 4.6% alcohol. So next up is Pacifico. Pacifico, the only time I ever really went to Mexico, 2018, I was down there with my improv group for a couple weeks, and I drank this pretty consistently. I really liked this beer when I was down there. It's from Mazatlan, Mexico, imported beer, 4.6% alcohol. I don't see anything on here saying that it wasn't brewed in Mexico, that it's from Canada or somewhere else. So I'm going to assume that this one is actually brewed in Mexico. Next up is Sol. I haven't had one of these in a little while. I used to pick this up fairly often. It reminds me a lot of Corona. It's a very similar kind of beer. Enjoy it with a lime. It comes in the clear glass bottle. 4.5% alcohol. Since 1899. Brewed in Canada by Molson Coors Canada. So there you go. Again, brewed in Canada, not in Mexico. It says it is brewed under license, so we're going to assume that it's the same recipe they always did, but it's just brewed in Canada instead of Mexico. That's the assumption we're going under anyway. And last up is Dos Equis. I think that's how you say it. I think that's what the interesting man calls it. It's a drink you have to feel interesting. It is Lager Especial, 4.5% alcohol, crafted in Mexico. Oh man, that's some small print there. It looks like it is actually brewed in Monterrey, Mexico. So, of the 4 we're doing, 2 were actually brewed in Mexico and imported to Canada. 2 were brewed in Canada. And the reason I'm doing like the blind taste test thing is mostly because I don't want like any kind of bias about, oh, this is authentically Mexican come into this. I just want to go based purely on taste. I'll do 2 rounds. I'll do one just trying them each on their own, and I'm going to do each with a wedge of lime, because that's the classic way to enjoy Mexican cerveza, is with that wedge of lime. So we'll do 2 rounds of it, and I'll pick a favorite. So my lovely partner Catherine went and filled up these 4 flight glasses, numbered them all. We're ready to go. We're going to try these out. I've got palate cleansers. I've got everything I need. So, all right, let's do this. Okay, we're going to start, well, obviously we're going to start with beer number 1. Absolutely nothing on the nose. Like, I mean, I often say, oh, that just smells like a beer. This is just like really almost nothing on the nose. Cheers, my friends. It's nice. Most of these beers, with the exception of maybe the Dos Equis, I've really only ever had with lime, because that's just how you do a Mexican cerveza. But this still has some bite to it. Like, it's got a little more bite than I was expecting. I was kind of worried they'd all be like really flat without the little bit of citrus in there, but that's got a little bit of bite to it. Just gonna go for another sip. You can never really judge just on one, right? Yeah, it's crisp. It's nice, very crisp on the front of the tongue. It's not very hoppy. None of these are. Mexican style beers tend to be along similar lines of German beers, so not like super hop forward or anything. But yeah, number one starts off pretty good. Number two, still nothing on the nose. Not bad. A little, the mouthfeel is thicker than the first, like quite a bit thicker. A little more of an aftertaste. Doesn't have that crispness up front that the first one had. The first one had a much more refreshing quality to it. This is just a little more. It's more of just, it's a beer. Number three. Little more on the nose than the other two. I know a lot of these beers are made with corn, and I seem to get a little bit of that on the nose, actually. Which is funny. I always find that to be a little, like, not that discerning of a quality, but I definitely get it a bit. Here we go. Not as crisp as the first one, but definitely has a better body to it than the second one did. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. None of them are, but yeah, that's pretty decent. I think this is kind of closest to how I pictured one of these tasting without the lime. Here we are, number 4. Again, nothing on the nose. Taste-wise, let's see. Okay. That's pretty good. This one and the first one, I would say have the lighter bodies to them, and this also has like that little bit of crispness that the first one had. Okay, I'm just gonna check those two out again, real quick. The first and the fourth had a much fresher, crisper feel to them. Which, to me, if you're looking for a Mexican cerveza, if you're looking for a good beach beer, that's what you want. It's light and crisp. And the number 1 and 4 had that much more than 2 and 3. So let's try those again. Number 1 is really good. Like, that is really good. Super light, super bright. No, that's a really, really nice beer. Yeah, let's try number 4 again. Those are really close. Hard to pick a winner out of those. I think I would maybe give a slight edge to one, but they're very, very, very close, those two. One more, just slight edge to one. Body is very similar in both. They're both bright, but there's just a little more of a bite to the first one. Just a slight amount. And as someone who likes hops and that kind of thing, I like that little bit of a bite to my beer. So before adding the lime, I would say number 1 was my favorite. Number 4 was a close second, and the other 2 were still pretty darn decent beers. But I'm going to add the lime to them now and see if that changes anything. Because really, if you're having that Mexican cerveza on the beach, you want that little wedge of lime, or it's just not the same, right? Okay, so got some lime cut up over here. All right, first, you gotta make it look pretty. All right, that looks pretty. Best as I could do. I just gotta squeeze that lime and toss it in the beer. All right, let's see if the lime changes this at all. Lime round. Number 1, which has been my favorite so far, with a slight edge over number 4. Let's give that a shot. That is a perfect summer day right there. Wow. Damn, that's nice. Oh man, this is gonna be hard. It's gonna be easy picking a winner out of this group. Number 2. Be honest, the most exciting thing about this is the lime. The beer itself is nothing great. A little lifeless. Not terrible, but just a little lifeless. I mean, you add lime to a lager, you're doing okay. But compared to that first one, it's in a whole different class. Back to number 3. Again, the lime is the most exciting thing about this. And number 4. Yeah, again, that's very, that's what I want. That's what I want on the beach. I think I've ruled out the other 2. I mean, the mouthfeel is just a little, I don't know, oily in a way with both of them. Just not as pleasant. The 1 and 4 are crisp, nice beers, with or without the lime. I mean, the lime added to all of them, and I will say that 2 and 3, fairly lifeless on their own. The lime does give something. The lime doesn't detract from any of them, and I was wondering because like Dos Equis, I don't often see served with the lime like all the other Mexican beers, but yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pick a winner, man, and try and figure out which one I like more with these minimal sips that I have left before I have to figure out what they all are. So here we go. We're gonna do number 1 again, and number 4 again. Man, it's almost impossible. It's the crispness that they both have that the other 2 didn't. That still stands out through several sips. I'm gonna give the edge to number 1 just because there's just a little more of a bite on the front of the tongue that the others don't have. And number 4 is a very close second. So what were they all? And I don't know to go in order of 3 and 2. Do I do it in order of 2 and 3? One more sip. Let's see. A slight edge to 2 over 3, just because like getting a little further into it, I find 3 is just a little bit flatter on the finish. So here we go. So my selections were 1, 4, 2, and 3. What were they all? So I'm going to do them least favorite to favorite, I guess is the way I'm going to go. Here we go. So, drum roll, please. Thank you. Okay, my least favorite was number 3. Number 3 is Sol, which I think I read recently is the biggest selling beer among locals in Mexico. So, interesting. Next on my list was number 2, Dos Equis. There's part of me that kind of thought Dos Equis might have won, but it's number 3. So my next choice was this one. It was the 4th one. Well, it's all gone now. And that was Pacifico. Pacifico was number 2. And Pacifico, that was my go-to beer when I was visiting Mexico, was Pacifico. It was a great, great beer. Really liked it. I guess that makes number 1 my top pick. Number 1 in the order that was laid out for me, and also the one that I picked out as the winner, Corona. So, surprising. Again, if I didn't go into this blind, I'm sure I'd have a bias and pick Pacifico over Corona. Yeah, I'm surprised. I really wouldn't have thought Corona would be the number 1. If I had thought ahead, like if I'm going to buy Mexican beer, my top choice would have been Pacifico. Then who knows? So if you're going to go on my advice for things, I don't think it would go this way, but I would pick Corona as the top Mexican style beer, with Pacifico as a very, very close second. And because I am who I am, I would probably just keep drinking the Pacifico anyway. I've got some great memories associated with this beer, whereas Corona, I don't know, associate with like frat boys or something. So again, thanks for tuning in. You know my choices now. If you want to go out and get yourself a Mexican beer for Cinqo de Mayo, you know what to get. And yeah, again, I'm a little surprised by what my blind taste test is telling you, but can't argue with it. Well, you can, but let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree. Let me know what you think. Whatever the case may be, take care of yourselves. Cheers, everyone. See you all again soon.
I'm tired and I need to go home.